What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having a great morning, Sunday morning. It's your boy Jason, New York Baseball Podcast, and I'm trying out a little different format than usual. So let's see how this goes. But anyway, a lot of Yankee news coming out recently, and let's get into it, man. First, let's start with a little roll call. Make sure I salute all my people here. Got JJ. What's up, JJ? All right, let's start from D Train says, Jason, what's up? Keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do. Let me know how I sound too, by the way. Gerrit Cole has opted out. He is on the wrong side of 35 years old and missed half the season of injury. He ran out of gas after just the fourth inning of pitching in game 5. Man, honestly, we're going to get into it. That's one of today's topics, but the Yankees are going to bring him back. I'll just leave it at that. He's coming back. So Gerrit Cole's a Tommy John surgery waiting to happen. Ace doesn't lose steam in the 5th inning in a do or die game. He should be able to pitch the 8 innings and hand the ball to his closer. I mean, I'm not going to put that one on Cole, man, because he should have been out of that inning right away. And the only reason why he ran out of steam is because he'd been out there for like 45 minutes. That's the thing. Like, pitchers are not used to seeing that many batters. Like, he was good, honestly. I think if they get out that inning like they should have cleanly, he could have pitched the whole game. But he was out there for 45 minutes straight. The dude was gassed. So it's hard to, like I said, I'm not putting that at Cole, but I do agree with all his elbow issues in the beginning of the season. He is a Tommy John waiting to happen. I'm going to save the rest of the comments for the end of the show because I want to get into these topics real quick. But we're really a few more. Juan Soto is greedy and disrespectful to his team. Long-term contracts never pans out. Think of Albert Pujols, Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, etc. No incentives left once they get their money. I mean, damn, you're throwing Aaron Judge in there? That's crazy, man. I don't know, JJ, but we're gonna read these comments towards the end. Again, if you want to join the stream, if you want to call in live, please do. The number's down there at the ticker somewhere. So let's get into these topics real quick. All right. Yankees decline Anthony Rizzo's club option. He was set to make $17 million in 2025. Now they'll pay him $6 million via buyout, and he will become a free agent. I mean, look, we all saw this coming, honestly. Like, the dude, his production is just not there anymore. And from as a first baseman, man, you got to produce some kind of power. That's a power production position. And he's just not doing it. He's not there anymore. And it hurts me to say that because I love Rizzo. He's one of the beloved Yankees. The teammates love him. He's great for the clubhouse. But for $17 million, honestly, it's not worth it. I'd rather give him the 6 and let him walk. His numbers just don't look good. Let's look at some of his numbers last year. He batted .228, 35 RBIs, 8 home runs, and a .636 OPS, and that's just not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it, guys. Like, he struggled to stay healthy. Power numbers down significantly. Good defense despite the postseason. And even then, like, I don't know, he's on the decline in defense too. And he's popular amongst the fans. Rizzo does have a lot of fans. We love the guy, but it's time to move on from Rizzo. He doesn't have it. He's too old, and we need to free up some cap space to sign Soto and somebody else. Honestly, there's some big time names out there for first base, obviously, and one of the big time names is actually right across the river, and that's Pete Alonso. Now, rumors per John Heyman, actually, I think it was John Heyman who put it out, that the Yankees are interested in Pete Alonso. The Mets first baseman is a prime backup plan for the Yankees if they are unable to re-sign Soto. I mean, look, honestly, Pete Alonso's a great player, great dude, but I can't see him leaving the Mets, in my opinion. He just wouldn't look right in a different uniform. And I don't think the Mets are gonna let him go. I know he's looking for like 30 something million. And after the postseason he had last year, I think he gets it from the Mets. That's just my opinion. And another thing too is how long is he gonna wait? I think he's a Scott Boras client, if I'm not mistaken. So Scott Boras got a plan, man. And after last year's debacle with Jordan Montgomery, Blake Snell, and everything, I think he's gonna play it out a little different. I don't think they're gonna wait that long. I think he's gonna get Soto a deal sooner rather than later, so that way he can get all his other free agents out the way. Because if not, the same thing might happen. What happened to him last year? But let's look at some Pete Alonso numbers real quick. So Pete Alonso, he batted 240 or 88 RBIs, 34 home runs, and a .788 OPS. And to be honest, that's not $36 million numbers right there. You expect more from a guy like Pete Alonso, especially in the walk year, but I think he had a lot of pressure on him to perform, and he had an off year. That's an off year for Pete Alonso. I don't like the average. I think we need to stop getting these guys who don't hit for average. We need someone who can at least somewhat hit for average, maybe 270 at least. He was a 2024 All-Star, clutch home run to send the Mets to the NLDS. He's 30 years old. That's something to consider. And the fifth most home runs, I put AL, but it should be NL there. Fifth most home runs in the National League, and the National League Player of the Week once in 2024. So that's Pete Alonso's stats. You guys let me know what you think. Honestly, if Soto does walk, I don't think we should be going after Pete Alonso. I don't think he should be the first choice, honestly. When you got guys like Christian Walker, who's an absolute stud. Let's take a look at Christian Walker. Yankees are considering signing Christian Walker, a first baseman from the Arizona Diamondbacks, for the 2025 season. Walker is known for his strong hitting and excellent defense, having won 2 Gold Glove awards. In 2024, he played 130 games, hitting 26 home runs, and achieving a .803 OPS. His defensive skills are notable, with 13 outs above average, compared to the Yankees' first baseman, who had a negative 3 outs. Let's turn that off. My bad. I pre-recorded that earlier. I don't know if you guys heard that, but Christian Walker. Honestly, this guy's an absolute stud. He's good. I mean, he's really good. And I think that for the production you get from him compared to like a Pete Alonso, which is comparable, honestly, very comparable. And he's just a veteran. He's gonna give you professional at bats every single day. So I think someone like him or Nathaniel Lowe will probably be good from the Rangers, even though we will have to trade for him. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Oh, if not, we could just run Ben Rice out there and give him a year to learn the position. Honestly, even though Ben Rice started out hot with the Yankees and he cooled off very quick after those 3 home run game, but I don't know. I see something nice in Ben Rice. I think he's going to be a good major leaguer. That's another route we can go. Does Gerrit Cole want out? The short answer is no, I don't think so. Gerrit Cole opts out of his contract. The Yankees can void the opt-out by adding 1 year and $36 million to the current 4 years and $144 million on Cole's deal, which they're gonna do if they haven't done already. I think they have till today at some point to make the decision, and that's all it is. It's just a way of Gerrit Cole squeezing an extra year and $36 million out of the Yankees, and honestly, he deserves it. Contrary to what people believe, especially like JJ in the comments, he doesn't feel Gerrit Cole, is ace-like material, I guess, anymore. But, man, after that performance he put in Game 5 of the World Series, despite the whatever you want to call it. Despite the mental error that cost us the game, quite frankly, he gave a good performance. And I still like Gerrit Cole. I still think Gerrit Cole has a few years left in him, but we should get someone else. We do need to pick up someone. I would love Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, but the White Sox are very hard to deal with. Their GM, if you thought Cashman was bad, this guy's the worst, man. He wants an arm and a kidney and your firstborn for his players, to be honest. So we'll see how that pans out. That's just, he did make the deal with Dylan Cease and the Padres. So maybe he has to move him, honestly, because they're going nowhere. And Luis Roberts too. But maybe he'll take a Spencer Jones and maybe another prospect somewhere for Garrett Crochet. We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to Juan Soto is expected to get a $700 million contract. I don't see it happening, but per John Heyman, 11 teams are in on Soto, and the Yankees are expected to make an offer, which is quite obvious. What that offer is going to be, I have no idea, but I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around the $500-600 million mark. And it depends what the market is, but I don't see teams really going crazy like that. Not for Soto. I mean, yeah, he's a great player, but the numbers he's putting up is it $700 million numbers? I don't think so. Hold on, I'm finagling with this thing right here. I don't think it's worth $700 million. The dude is clutch as hell. He's gonna give you crazy at bats. He had his best year with the Yankees, and whatever team he goes to, he's gonna need a Aaron Judge like batter behind him for him to give you those kind of numbers. Because that's why I say him and Aaron Judge are the perfect combination, because Aaron Judge protects him and he gets on base for Aaron Judge. So there are teams out there that could protect them, like the Mets. Maybe they could put Francisco Lindor third and bat Soto second or something, but he's gonna need somebody behind him so he can see pitches. If not, he's just gonna walk all day. Let's look at Juan Soto's numbers with the Yankees, 2024. Man, that boy looks good in the Yankee uniform, doesn't he? Got to bring him back. He batted .288, which is not great, to be honest, but it's not bad. He had 109 RBIs, 41 home runs, the most of his career, and an OPS of 988, just shy of a 1.0. He was a 2024 All-Star, clutch home run to send the Yankees to the World Series. It's only 26 years of age, which is crazy because that dude's a beast for his age. Third most home runs in the AL Player of the Week twice in 2024. Like, honestly, man, I know a lot of people don't want him back because, people want him. A lot of Yankee fans want him back, but they don't want to pay the price it's going to take to get him back. And I understand all sides of the argument, because with the amount of money we're about to pay this man, we could go out and get 3 players. It's a lot of money to be tied into one player. God forbid, knock on wood, he gets hurt or something, then we're in a world of trouble. A world of trouble. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. After this, we're going to get into these voicemails. Hopefully, I got some voicemails that you could call in live. The number's down there if you want. If not, we'll just freestyle it, man, and just talk baseball, talk some possible trades, and go through the comments and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. That's the number there if you want to call in live. I'm going to go ahead and open the lines. 1 second. Just please be respectful when you call in. All right, the lines are open. The lines are open. All right, so let's get into these comments. Let me go back and read. JJ got a lot to say, man. It just says lots of money will be freed next year. Don't waste them on Gerrit Cole, Juan Soto, Verdugo, Gleyber Torres, Rizzo, Jazz, Chisholm. Can we somehow trade Carlos Rodon, Stroman, and Nestor Cortez? Honestly, Stroman, I can see him getting traded. I mean, we didn't even use him in the postseason at all, and he's making 18.5 million. I wonder if he wants to get traded, because I think they did that on purpose, honestly. Now, like in hindsight, looking back, I think the reason why they didn't pitch him at all is because they wanted to piss him off so he can ask for a trade. Nestor Cortez, he's dealing with an injury, so who's gonna want that? You know, who's gonna want that? He's probably be out for a whole year. I mean, half a year, whatever it is gonna be. But there's a lot of moves that we can make, honestly, because that's why I like the Jazz Chisholm pickup, because Jazz Chisholm could play second and replace Torres if he goes. He can also play center field. We'll see. JJ says Rizzo became Joey Gallo, Aaron Hicks. His decline was astonishing. I wouldn't say he was that bad. He wasn't great, but he was not as bad as Joey Gallo or Aaron Hicks. Them guys literally fell off the map. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. interested in playing for the Yankees. I mean, he talked a lot of crap before, and now all of a sudden he's interested in playing again. He didn't say he was interested. He just kind of left it open, like he's not past playing with the Yankees. That makes any sense. But he will be a good first baseman for the Yankees. That would be a great move, and that entice Soto to maybe want to stay. But do we have the money to re-sign Vladdy? Especially after if we keep Soto, it's gonna be tough, man. We're gonna have to get rid of a lot of players to do that. What happened to Jorbit Vivas? I don't know. The Yankees just buried him in the system. I think. I expect him. He came up. He came up before the All-Star break for one game, and they didn't even play him, which was messed up, man. Messed up. I hope he didn't have his family. I hope they at least told him like, "Hey, we're bringing you up, but you're not gonna play." His family didn't fly out there for no reason. I think it was versus the Orioles before the All-Star break. Walker is good only if he takes 3 years max contract because of his age. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. 3 years, 60 million. I think he's worth 20 a year. I'd rather give him that than Gleyber. Because Gleyber's just his defensively, he's gonna hurt you defensively, and his base running. We all know Gleyber, man. He's gonna have a ton of mental errors throughout the year. He did great in the postseason, but I don't know. I think unless he takes a team discount, it's time to move on from him. It is time to move on from Gleyber. Let me adjust this stuff here. All right, let's move on. Why not Corbin Burns, Crochet, Dylan Cease? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I would like Corbin Burns, but I think for pitching we got to go the trade route. It's time we move on from Spencer Jones. Clearly, I don't see, especially if we bring Soto back, there is no future for him with this team. So we have to move on from him. We should have traded him last year. We'll see too, because he didn't perform in the minor leagues like he was supposed to. But if we could trade Spencer Jones and just put a package together for Crochet, Dylan Cease, that's a short-term deal. He's going to be a rental, so I don't know if I want to do that. Dylan Cease, that the Padres will have to be like out of the playoff run. They will have to not even be contending for playoffs for them to trade him. So I think if he does get traded, it'll be sometime before the trade line, depending on what the Padres season is looking like. But Corbin Burns, yes. Even Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins, he's on the market. I know he got hurt last year, but he's a good young pitcher. And you could get him for, I'm not going to say for anything, but you won't have to give up the farm for him either. I think we got to move on from Stroman. I love the dude, but we got to figure out a way to get him off the roster. Even if we have to eat some of that money, so be it. I'm sure he'll find teams are interested in him. I'm not sure how his contract is structured. I don't know if he even can be traded. 700 million is way too much for Soto. I agree. I agree, but man, it all depends on the market. Because if a team is willing to pay that, then that's what he's worth. It's like, I mean, that's just right now, it's supply and demand. It's the same thing with players. Teams need it. A lot of teams, they want that guy to push them over the edge. There's not too many big stars out there right now this year in this free agency class. I haven't looked at 2026's free agency class because that 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 determines a lot too whether teams will sign a guy for that kind of money. It depends. So they'll look at the next few years and they'll say, okay, this guy might be a free agent, so we won't sign this guy. We'll wait another year to get the guy we want. So I got to look into that and see what the free agent class looks for 2026. Well, I appreciate it, D-Train. And Nick Gurr, why you only make videos after there's no baseball to talk about and you disappear in baseball season like you gaslight? At least 161 River Ave is always on. Hey man, look, to be honest, man, I have 4 kids. All right. I have a full-time job. I have a lot going on, dude. Sometimes I don't have time to do it. I do it when I can do it. All right. I don't get paid for this. I'm not gonna get rich. This is all off my own dime, off my own time. And I would like to do it more often. This is a hobby for me. This is therapeutic for me to say, you know. I mean, if that's how you feel, bro, go. I'm not stopping you. You can go watch his channel if you want. Go ahead. I appreciate you joining and watching this channel, but like I'm not trying to compete with nobody either. I really like I don't think like that, dude. To be honest, I'm just doing my own thing, whether you like it or not. I appreciate it though. I appreciate you watching. Let's get to JJ. Scott Boras cornered the entire free agency market. He represents 90% of all of the players. Why does MLB allow this monopoly? I don't think there's any real rules to stop him, and people and the players keep going to him. I don't know, but Jordan Montgomery really, really spoke out against him. I think Jordan Montgomery got screwed with him. But then the thing with Jordan Montgomery, yeah, he spoke out against Scott Boras and ended up getting screwed, but he didn't perform. He went to the Diamondbacks and literally shit the bed. The dude had like a 6.7 ERA. So you can't talk crap and not back it up. Valhalla Sports Talk. That's a racial slur. Delete that idiot's comments and don't respond to him. He thinks he's funny. Which one you talking about? Because I must have literally missed it. I'm trying to look for the racial slur. I'm gonna have to get some moderators in this for the chat, man. If anybody wants to be a moderator, let me know. Because which one you talking about, Valhalla? I like the name, by the way. I don't condone any racial stuff, man. Honestly, if you come here for that nonsense, bro, get the hell out of here. Get out of here, dude. I don't condone that. I don't care if you white, black, green, blue, yellow. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna let you know something about me. Like I said, I served 10 years in the military, and if you're in the military, you're gonna deal with people of all walks of life from everywhere. So if you have that mindset, if you have that mindset, bro, you won't survive over there. To be honest, you get your ass beat. I don't see the comment either. He must have deleted it. But yeah, I don't condone that, Nick, man. Don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that. That's being ignorant. Well, who else is out there? What about Alex Bregman? What you think? Alex Bregman, third base. See, that's why the Jazz Chisholm the Jazz Chisholm signing was really good because he can You could put him at second. You could put him at center. Honestly, I don't want to see Jazz at third no more. He did a great job. I'm sure he can do the job, but I don't want to see him at third no more. I think it's time we get a real third baseman. We've been too long without a third baseman. Thanks for your service, dude. Army here. Hey, cool, right? That's good, man. Yeah, I served in the Army like you. I was a 88 Mike, a truck driver. Good times, man. Good times. I think somebody is trolling us, Jason. Let him troll, bro. I don't care, dude. I don't care. Keep trolling, bro. I enjoy it. At least make it funny. I enjoy a good joke. I really do, man. I want a good joke. Let me see if this thing works. Let's see if that. All right, just playing with that, see if it worked. But yeah, so Alex Bregman is out there. Honestly, Alex Bregman, I think he's one of those players that I don't see him being as good as he is with the Astros with another team. Some players, especially him, because he's been in the same organization for so long. Some players they need a specific system, and I think I can't see him performing like really well outside the Astro system. He's a good player. I'm sure he'll do good still, but not like the numbers that he's gonna have to put up if he wants 30 million or whatever it is he wants. Because $30 million, that's the kind of money that you build a team around. If I'm giving somebody $30-something million, I want to build a team around that person. And he's not the type of dude you build a team around. I'm not gonna say a role player. He's not the like I said, he's not the guy you build a team around. Yordan Alvarez, you could build a team around him. Kyle Tucker, you can build a team around him. Not Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman for third base, Chase. That's what I'm talking about. But the dude wants a lot of money. He wants a lot of money. He wants franchise money, like in football, like a franchise player kind of. He's not a franchise player to me. He's not a person you build a team around. Not if he was to, maybe for 20 million, even 25, I consider it for a few years. But the kind of money he wants, I don't think the Yankees will do it. I really don't. It's going to be interesting to see what the Yankees do, honestly, because we're going to have to wait for Soto. That's obvious. Unless some other team just blows us out the water, we're going to have to wait for Soto to actually really make any moves. He is the best third baseman in the game. That's your opinion. And even the best player at some point, like you said, right? You said this yourself, JJ. He was like, Juan Soto is not worth 700 million. Same deal. Everybody, you could be the best at something, but at a certain point, you're not worth it, And there's a price on everybody. And Alex Bregman, I think depends. It's going to be interesting, but for the kind of money that he wants, I think it's not worth it. That's money that we could put somewhere else and get more production than what you're going to get from him. He may be the best third baseman in the game. And I'm trying to think. I can't think of any other third basemen right now, but I don't think he's good, but he's not like he ain't that good. Let's put it that way. I think the Yankees we need to go ahead and sign Tanner Scott. Go ahead and we need to get Tanner Scott. We could trade for Gerrit Cole. If we could somehow make a trade with the A's and somehow get Miller from them, and then move Luke Weaver into the setup role and have Miller as a closer, bro, our bullpen would be solidified at that point. I think it's time we got to move on from some of these prospects because we just bury them in the system, and the longer we hold them down there, they lose value. It's time to move on and let's put a winning roster together. We got to put a winning roster together. Yankees won't go bidding war with the Mets and Dodgers for Juan Soto. I beg to disagree. I mean, I disagree honestly because I think Howe and Cashman they understand that this guy. First of all, he generates a lot of revenue. He's gonna bring you a lot of money. He brings fans to the stadium. He sells jerseys. He's just a generational player. This kind of player doesn't come around often at this age. They understand the demographic in New York City. There's a big Dominican Hispanic population over there. They understand what he means to this team. They understand that him and Judge back to back like that plays out well. So we'll see. But like I said, at a certain point, it's too much. At a certain point, he becomes too expensive, and you don't get. It's not worth it anymore. Devers is probably better than him. Oh yeah, Rafi Devers, man, definitely. I bet Garrett, if we could somehow get that dude, even though it's not going to happen because he signed a long deal with the Red Sox. I bet Gerrit Cole would be happy. Gerrit Cole hates the dude. That's his arch nemesis. Rosario should be in their offseason plans for sure. A 300 contact hitter that can play multiple positions. Not sure if he's a free agent. I don't think he's a free agent, but I know last season they were talking about getting him, but never happened for some reason. I'm trying to look it up right now. Shoot, I can't. Oh, right. What else we got here? I must have spelled his name wrong. That would be a good pickup, though, honestly. But I don't think he's a free agent. First of all, so that means we're gonna have to trade for him. And the Yankees, to be honest, they don't have a lot of trade capital. We don't have a lot of people to trade. And I mean, and that's just facts. A lot of our guys that we had a couple years ago that we could have got a lot for, they have declined or their value has gone down. So it's gonna be interesting. It is going to be interesting. What else we got? Who else is out there that we can get? What about Luis Roberts? What if the Yankees made a trade with the White Sox for Crochet and Luis Roberts in exchange for, let's say, Spencer Jones, um, some other prospects down there, and some cash? Or what? All right, hear me out here. What if they give up Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez for Crochet and Luis Roberts? Will you make that trade? I wish I had the trade value website pulled up so I can see if that's an even trade. Any blockbuster trade would involve Jason Dominguez. That's why I'm saying, would you do Jason Dominguez? Would you make that trade with the White Sox? Because I think that's who they're gonna want. You're gonna have to part ways. And at the same time, look, they didn't even let Jason Dominguez get in that bat the entire postseason, I believe. That goes to show you how they. And I don't know why the Yankees do stuff like that because they like even if you were planning on trading him or anything, they hurt his value like that. You got to let these guys get some at bats. You'll do JJ says he'll do it. He'll give up Dominguez. He'll give up Dominguez for Luis Roberts but it's Dominguez and Spencer now. They're not gonna do it just for Dominguez. They don't want Dominguez, Spencer Jones, and probably some like another player that we never heard of. Only if we re-sign Soto would I make that trade. See, that's the problem too with the Soto, with this whole Soto sweepstakes. It hurts us because we're gonna wait all this time to see where he's gonna go. And by the time Soto signs with whoever he's gonna sign with, all these players that we're talking about might be off the table at that point. It's tough for the Yankees. That's why I feel like they have to make a decision. They're gonna make him an offer and they're probably gonna bid a little bit, but at some point they have to say, you know what, either we're gonna go for him or we're not. You know, they got the and we'll see. I want Soto to come back, to be honest. I really want him to come back. Okay. They won't trade Jason. They are very high on him. Hey, they so high on him that they put in Jose Trevino to bat instead of him, right? For Austin Wells. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know me. I don't know how these GMs think, but me, I think like this. If I was a GM and I'm seeing that, I'm like, man, you think so highly of this guy. What do you guys know that we don't know? That instead of bringing this kid in, who's supposed to be your number one prospect in your whole organization, the Martian, instead of bringing him in, you bring in Jose Trevino to pinch it. So I don't know, man. It's just, and that could have been just a Boone move, but he didn't bat at all. He didn't play at all. I don't know. I think the Yankees will part ways with him, especially if Soto comes back, they will part ways with him. Greg, what's up, man? What's up? I appreciate you tuning in. You missed the beginning of the show, but you can go back later and watch it. Greg asked, "Do I watch any other sports?" I do, Greg. I used to follow a lot of sports, but man, these days I'm older, I'm busier. It's hard. I used to follow a lot of basketball, football, obviously, and that's the main three: baseball, football, basketball. I would watch hockey, but usually it's when it's in the playoffs or like late. I like the New York Rangers, the New York Giants, the Knicks, and the Yankees. Those are my teams. Those are my teams. What other sports you watch? Let's see. How would you feel if Aaron, it's all right in front of us, Boone comes back with a multi-year extension? Honestly, I would feel like it was a spit in the face, like just a spit in the face of the Yankee fans. He has to go. I mean, I'm sticking with that. Obviously, if they bring him back, then I have to root for the guy because he's on our team. He's our manager, but he's got to go. It's time to move on. Offer him another job somewhere. Like if it's that big of a deal, just be like, look, offer him a job in the front office doing something. Freaking, I don't know, sweeping or something. Not sweeping, but doing something, man. And let's get somebody else new. We need a change. We need a change. You like the same teams, Gregor? Yeah, me too, man. Hopefully the Knicks could make a push this year. Call Anthony Towns. It's gonna be interesting. Even basketball, football. I might watch some games today, but I usually watch those sports when it's getting later in the year or in the postseason. But baseball, I watch all year round, pretty much. That's my thing. Stanley, hold on, I can't see. I don't have my glasses. I hope I'm not butchering this. Stanley Trestles says Soto is not worth 600 million. He's a great offensive player, but an average outfielder. Yeah, he is average, but he has a great arm. He does have his moments where you be like, wow, that was a great play. But then he has his bad moments like that game one of the World Series. He takes bad routes to the ball. Sometimes I feel like he tries to do too much, even on the bases. And like this year, he got caught. He got caught stealing a bunch of times where I was like, why are you stealing? Like, why are you stealing? I feel like sometimes like he was trying to get his numbers up. Boone can't get us over the top. I don't think so either. Honestly, I think even if we freaking if we gave him the whole Dodgers team, right? If we switch rosters, I think he'll find a way to mess it up. He has to go. I mean, it's just plain and simple. The writing's on the wall. It's time, dude. It's time. Jay just says, why not give Jorge Posada a chance to manage the Yankees? Does he even want to be a manager? I mean, I'm not sure. I keep hearing this, but I've never heard it from him that he wants to be a manager. Because if he wanted to be a manager, I'm sure he will find another job somewhere. I'm not even sure that that's the case. But I mean, look, he's never managed either. We don't know. I mean, we could give him a chance, but I want somebody who's proven. Jorge Posada would be good because he seems like he would be hard. We need somebody who's old school, hard nosed, you know, manager. Not Buck Showalter. I keep hearing this too. People saying Buck Showalter. I don't like the way he got fired with the Mets. The way he managed there was a little different, and there was a lot of things that I didn't like that I saw when he was with the Mets. And I think the best thing they could have done was get rid of him. So I don't know. I don't think he'll be a good fit either with the Yankees. Boone to me can't manage his bullpen, but to me he needs to go. I'm done with the Boone era. Yeah, the Boone era is came and went, man. That's it. Is he overstayed his welcome. It's time to go. And Cashman. It's been 7 years since he's been manager. And it seems like every year it's the same nonsense, the same bullshit. It ends with heartbreak every single time. Every single time it ends in heartbreak. You know, and if they're like, oh, well, he don't have the players. Okay, we get him players. Same thing. The bullpen, the way he manages the bullpen is just beyond me. I feel like he doesn't have a feel for the game. Sometimes like the obvious move, he doesn't do it. And he over manages. He pulls players when they're doing well. He punts a lot of games. I don't like that either. I don't like the punting games. Every game is a must win. Obviously, you're not gonna win them all, but you need to win. Try to win every game. I'm all for giving people a day off, right? But he'll do it at the worst times. He'll punt games. If you take the first 2 games of a series, you best believe the third game he's punting. He's giving everybody a day off, and you can't do that because look, even this World Series, Dodgers had the home field advantage. They had 4 wins above us, I believe, and I could count so many games that we've punted throughout the season. So many blown saves. We should have had home field advantage. If we had home field advantage, maybe the series turns out different. Who knows? My favorite was Alex Cora as manager, but the Red Sox extended him. Like Alex Cora is a good manager. He's smart. But to me, I can never forgive him for the whole trash can scandal with the Astros. And that's just me. Maybe I'm holding on to because he was the main dude. And Adrian and Beltran, they were the main two. He knew all about that. He's the one who had the TV installed, like behind the dugout and all that stuff. So I don't like that stuff. That shows me that he cheated, dude. Pretty much. And Alex Cora, I could see him being a GM. I don't think he's gonna be a manager for too long. He's gonna move up to GM at some point. Bring Joe Torre out of retirement. Man, Joe Torre, he's in his last. I'm not. God forbid, he's not in his last days. But if you see him, man, he's very old. I don't think he could go through the grind of managing a Major League Baseball club for 162 games. I don't think he got it in him. Maybe Willie Randolph will be good. That's a good person too. A lot of people want that. Why not? Why not? I don't. And honestly, I don't think I've ever. And this is not about race or anything, but I've never seen the Yankees with a African American manager. I would have loved to do like Ron Washington. I need an old school freaking OG manager. That's what I want. I don't want none of these newer player managers, dudes who just retired maybe 5 years ago and now they're managing. No, I want somebody experienced. Joe Girardi, he's with the Yes Network. I'm sure. I think deep down in his heart he wants to. I don't think they're gonna do that. They won't bring back Joe Girardi because that'd be almost like an admission that they were wrong for firing him and then getting Boone. I don't think that. I think the most likely scenario is they bring Boone back. That's the most likely scenario. It's not the scenario we want, but that's the most likely thing to happen. If we could somehow steal Mattingly from Toronto, look that we've had a chance to bring Mattingly here to coach, manage, whatever it is for so long. I don't know what it is, but the Yankees organization, they don't have good relationships with their ex players for some reason. Like you don't see certain players they do, they bring back a lot, but I don't even think they want them around. Especially guys from the championship, the dynasty days, and the guys who know how the Yankees are supposed to be run, who know the history and stuff. They don't want them guys around because they look around, they're gonna be like, man, this is a clown show over here. I feel like they don't want people over there who's gonna criticize how they operate. They want people who's gonna just go along with it. They want a yes man. Maybe Boone to me did a great. Maybe Boone to me did a great job this year, especially in the ALDS and ALCS. But in the World Series, his decisions were crazy. Yeah, they were when it mattered most. They were crazy, and he did do a good job the whole postseason. A lot of his moves, they they worked out for him. His decisions. But eventually, he was teetering on the edge. He was like walking on the edge of a cliff, honestly. For instance, in the game with the Guardians, towards the end, I think it was game 4, when Big Christmas, when he brought in Mark Leiter Jr. and Big Christmas almost hit another game tying home run. Like, I think that was the wrong move right there. So he did get away with a lot. He got lucky, and that's gonna happen with a team like the Guardians or the Royals. But with the Dodgers, man, they're gonna expose you. They're gonna capitalize on every mistake, and they did. They don't want them around because they would challenge Cashman. He's talking about ex players. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. They don't want anybody over there who's gonna criticize how they operate, and that's bad. They don't want anybody over there who's gonna give them negative feedback. They don't want that. They don't want anybody over there telling them that they're running a freaking circus over there. They want all yes men. And that's just the way the Yankees organization is right now. And that's the reason why we having all these problems. Because nobody has the cojones to be like, enough is enough. This is wrong. This is wrong. Aaron Judge didn't belong to a third bat. Aaron Judge didn't belong to the third batting order during the World Series. Dodgers were walking Soto to get to Judge. He didn't belong. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, but that's the Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge plays like Aaron Judge, then I guarantee you they would have not been walking Soto. They would have to figure it out. But that's why it killed us too, because we needed him to perform. He's such a huge part of the lineup. When he don't perform, it gives them an avenue to get through that top 4. But if Judge is hot, and it looked like he was turning that corner towards the end, but if he was hot, they'll be in trouble because then they have to pitch to Soto because they don't want to put him on base and Judge right behind him. That's why Judge had the most RBIs he's ever had in his career. And that's because he has Soto in front of him. Yeah, it just didn't work out, man. I don't even want to think about it because it makes me upset. It makes me sad. Soto is not worth the money. He's greedy. Nobody is worth the money. I'm sorry. They need to improve a lot of aspects. Yes, they do. I agree. I don't think he's not worth 700 million, maybe, but he's worth a lot of money. If we could bring that number down, I think we have to bring him back. Not 700. That's astronomical right there. That's just crazy. I give you 700, but you better learn how to throw a changeup or something, man. Start pitching too. At the end of the day, I think Soto's gonna go wherever the money is. I don't think that he's gonna get 700 million. I don't even think any team is gonna. I don't even think the offers right now are above 650 million. I think I think teams they're talking about it, but I think people are like in the 550 to 600 million range right now. I don't, and if it goes over that, it's just because teams. It's going to come down to maybe three teams, and they're going to start bidding against each other. And at a certain point, it's going to be too much. And even though, yeah, Soto's going to go where the money is, but I'm sure that he has places where he'd rather go than others. Money isn't everything. It's a lot, but when we talking about maybe $1-2 million for them for a contract that big, sometimes it may be worth going to the team who offer you 5 million less, but they have a great organization. Okay. Let's see. How doesn't care about winning the championship? How does he care about winning the championship like his father George? How does I gotta put my glasses? Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Because I can't see a lick. How doesn't care about winning the championship like his father did, like his father George. How makes a boatload of money from the organization, and that's all he cares about. Yeah, I mean that's. I'm sure he does care about it. I mean, like I try to put myself in his situation. I'm sure he wants to win. I think he wants to win just to get all the critics off his back and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and when you're running a business, you gotta make money. You know, and they're gonna make money regardless. They're the New York Yankees, but you can't just go crazy spending. Remember, look, what is it? After $300 million, right? The luxury tax is 100%. So every million you spend after that is 1 for 1. So let's say we go 350 million, or let's say we go 320 million, then it's really 340 because now you got to pay 1 for 1, a dollar for dollar, anything over 300 million. So I think it's 300 million, or it could be 290 if I'm not mistaken. So you got to think about that because once you over that 300 million mark, if you sign a player, you're essentially paying him double. You're spending double for that player. So if it's 15 million, you chalk it up as 30 million. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I understand why they say like it's unsustainable, and I do believe that you can put a winning roster out there at 300 million or below 300 million. The thing is that they sign the wrong people. They give the money and these contracts to the wrong people, and that's what's hurting us. That we're paying these guys. Look at DJ LeMayu, Aaron Hicks. At one point, we had Josh Donaldson here for $25 million. We was paying him $25 million to do nothing. So I think it's the moves, and that's why I feel like Cashman got to go. But that's a whole nother topic. So it's not that I don't think he wants to win. I think it's that he's put in a position because he has a GM that puts him in a position where the money he is spending is not put to good use. So it's hard for him to go spend more money because the money he's already spending is not put to good use. If that makes any sense. I don't like these long-term contracts. By the time the contract is up, the player's usually on the decline. Yes, and that's how it always works out. But that's the way it's supposed to work out because you're paying to have the player for his prime. The first couple of years of the contract or whatever it is. Towards the end, of course, they're gonna decline. That's just the nature of the beast. But if you want these good players, if you want these superstar players, that's what you got to do. You got to accept that down the line they're going to be in the decline. But the way the way I think the team see it is, so like 300 million today, 10 years from now, is not going to have the same purchasing power. So it's not going to be valued the same. So for instance, right, was Manny Machado, or who was it, Bryce Harper? I think he got a $300 million contract, right? When he got it, that was the most, right? It was like the biggest deal. If you, 300 million today for Bryce Harper is a steal. See what I'm saying? So you're banking on those first 5 years, you're getting good production, and the 300 million or whatever it is that you pay him today in 5 years is gonna look like a great, like a bargain. I hope that makes sense. I probably messed that up. But Stanley says we'll be back in the World Series next year. The Dodgers exposed the Yankees on the World Series in tense situations. The Yankees crumble. Yeah, I mean, who are you talking about? The Dodgers will be back or the Yankees? I'd like to see a part two. That'd be nice. How much will Corbin Burn cost the Yankees? He's going to cost a lot. He's going to cost a lot. Let's look that up. Okay. I'm trying to read this here. I don't know, some this article that I'm reading, they're saying maybe 215 million for like 6-7 years. So if you do the math, let me get a calculator. What's the AAV on that? The AAV is what's killing the Yankees right now. That's about 30 a year. 30 million for Corbin Burns. Is that worth it to you, JJ? 30 million. That seems to be the mark for most of these guys. 30 million mark. Except for Soto. Soto wants like 70 million. Not 70. He wants like 50 million a year. A lot. Andy Campione, what's up, my brother? It's not on how he spends money, but Cashman has failed. Too many bad contracts. Exactly. That's what I was saying. That it's not on how spending. He's put in a position where he's spending money, but the money he's spending is not put to good use. So it's like, okay, I spent all this money, but a lot of it is falling to the wayside. These players are not even playing, and it's like we need a new pitcher. We need this. We need that. He's like, man, I'm not. I already gave y'all the money. They didn't spend it right. If you go over that 300 million mark or whatever it is, it's dollar for dollar. So if you sign somebody for 10 million, you're spending 20. Would you do that? Put yourself in their shoes. If that was your money, would you do it? So I got to think. Would be insane if we offer Roki Sasaki a 10-year, $300 million contract if he is ever posted. He's going to be posted next year, I think. I think the team, whoever has control over him over there, they're gonna why not wait it out? Unless somebody makes some back deal offer where they're like, look, we'll give you this money. They're gonna wait it out because they're gonna get a big fat check. They'll wait it out. And honestly, I was looking at some of his numbers. He's declined over the last year too. He's not throwing as hard as his average fastball, I believe, was like 97. He's not throwing the 100, 99, 100s anymore. And the ball over there is a lot different. The ball over there, it has a lot of movement when they throw it. So if you, who knows how he's going to be when he looked good in the World Baseball Classic, but like I said, his fastball's declined a few miles per hour. So we'll see. I think he's going to be good, but it's risky, man, with these guys. Yes, he will be good, Stanley says. I think he's going to be good, but is he going to be 300 million good? I don't know. Honestly, the Yankees have to start building from the farm system. Constantly signing high price free agents is not a sustainable way of winning. And you're right, but the thing is, in order to do that, you kind of have to I'm not gonna say tank, but the Yankees, we have like a win now culture. We can't do a rebuild. That's not happening. So a lot of times we got to get rid of play. We got to get rid of these prospects. I think Cashman's trying to do. We're trying to do both. We're trying to win now and build a farm, but I don't think we have the right people down there. And I don't even. I think the whole scouting system, everything, and Cashman's in charge of that. He's supposed to be the GM. I don't think we scout players properly. Yeah, the Yankees. Like, look at other organizations. Like how we keep missing on prospects. So this we got a lot of issues, man. This organization from top to bottom. But I agree with you though. We need a good farm system to come up. But what's the point of having a good farm system if you won't bring them up? First of all, all right. First of all, he won't bring them up. When they do bring them up, they don't play them, and then we hold them forever till they lose value and they turn to shit and end up getting DFA'd like Esteban Florio or so many others before him. Yeah, we got issues, man. Sasaki will not be posted for 2025. He won't be. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Look, the team that has control over him over there. I don't know who it is, but they're gonna hold him for another year. Why would they let him go now? Like they're gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid, and they're gonna wait it out. Hopefully, he doesn't pitch too many innings out there. I mean, he's gonna have to pitch. But if I was him, I'd be like, look, I'm limiting myself to this many innings and stuff to make sure he doesn't get hurt. Because if not, it's gonna hurt his value. Bregman will be good. Bregman will be a good addition to the Yankees. But for 30 million, that's what I'm saying. Look, I like Bregman, but for 30 mil, can't. Like, look, we can't have everybody. We gotta understand that we can't sign everybody. So I mean, they gotta figure it out. And then I don't think he's worth 30 million to me. It's just not. But that you just sign Torres and keep him here and leave Jazz at third. Let's see. We gave away Michael King, who is pitching like an ace level in the Padres organization. Hey man, it was a risk they had to take. I feel like they had to make that move. They had to, JJ. I hear you, brother. You keep saying it, and in hindsight, yeah, it hurts. But if we would have won the World Series, it would have been like it was all worth it. But we didn't. That was a risk they had to take. The Yankee fan base would have lost our minds if we would have found out that we could have had Juan Soto, but they would not trade Mike King. Because I think Cashman originally wasn't going to make the trade, but how or somebody pushed him to do it. It was worth it, man. It was worth it. Even though he was a rental and it's gone now, he's gone. It was worth the deal to me. I'd do it. I'm not mad at that. The same thing with the Carlos Rodon signing. Like it didn't work out, but when it happened, we were excited. I know I was, but I didn't know too much about him at the time. I didn't know that this dude was going to be a head case or anything. I'm just looking at highlight reels, and he looked excellent in the highlight reels, man. When he came here, it was another story. Another story. What we got here? Nelson says, "I gave up on the Yankees a long time. I gave up on my Yankees. As long as Boone, Cashman are there, and Howe doesn't sell the team, the time and doesn't sell the time. Somebody who really know how to build a championship team. I mean, look, I mean, you can't give up on your team, Nelson. Don't give up on your team. You got to stay positive. I feel you though, because I'm the same way. I don't think they're gonna win with Boone and Cashman. I don't think it's gonna happen. But at the same time, if they bring him back and Boone's out there next year managing, I'm a root for him. He's he's a fuck up, but he's our fuck up. Excuse my language, guys. Excuse my language. He's our mess up. Luis Castillo is the Mariners are going to be shedding payroll. No, he's not a free agent. The Mariners signed him as a free agent. We could have had him when he was with the Reds, but remember that's what I was saying. We couldn't trade Volpe or Peraza for whatever reason. They were like untradeable, so we didn't get him. But the Mariners signed him, but they have issues with money. I think they didn't get a TV deal or something. So they might. It's not official, but they might be looking to shop him around. So I'd love to get Luis Castillo. The problem is he's gonna have to cut his hair though. The Yankees choked in Game 5 was very embarrassing. Cole not running to the base was crazy. It all changed when Judge dropped the fly ball. 99% of the time was a meltdown. Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up, Stanley. Dude, I was in my son's game yesterday. He plays 13U baseball. And Aaron Judge has become a meme. So it's sad to say. Like literally, dude. Literally, there was a pop-up, and you know what they scream? Like it's a fly ball, whatever. You know what the kids scream? Aaron Judge, Aaron Judge, Aaron Judge. Or if you drop if you make an error, there was a kid, he made an error. Everybody's like, Aaron Judge. I was like, oh my God, dude. Aaron Judge has become a meme. Every time you drop the ball, they say Aaron Judge. And these are 13-year-old kids. I was like, it's terrible, man. It hurts my heart, man. It hurts my heart. I love Aaron Judge. What if Elon Musk offers Hal Steinbrenner a deal he cannot refuse to sell the Yankees to him? Look, eh, Hal Steinbrenner's never selling the team. That's first, right? But if it was to happen, this dude would have freaking Tesla bots playing the outfield, knowing Elon Musk. I don't think I don't think he knows anything about baseball, honestly. So I wouldn't want him because he doesn't know anything about it. I want somebody like Hal's dad. I want somebody who's a fan of the team, who's truly a fan, and and wants to win. It's gonna do what it takes to win. That's what I want. Rizzo was so close to to first base, he could have run to first base himself. I mean, look, man, I feel like they both should have ran to first base. They both should have met each other at first base. I don't think, like looking at the play again, I don't think Gerrit Cole would have. He wasn't gonna beat out Mookie Betts. So even if he ran to first, he's probably not gonna beat him out. I think Rizzo had the best chance. This is just my opinion, but it doesn't matter. Look, they both botched it. They both botched it because you can't assume the pitcher's gonna be there, and the pitcher can't assume that Rizzo's not just gonna run to the base. So yeah, they both botched it. I don't even want to think about it. It makes me upset. Perhaps that Dodger article that came out embarrassed the organization enough to make Hal realize they need major changes. That's what I'm hoping, and I think that was the intent of Joe Sherman. He's the one who wrote that article. I think that was his intent to expose this stuff, to piss Hal off, to piss these people off, to show how inept the Yankees really are. And honestly, look, I get upset because when I talk about it, because it really, really upset me because it's not like rocket science. It's not rocket surgery, right? We all knew that. Like anybody who watches this team knows I could have gave him that scouting report. Instead of paying those scouts, you could have asked me. I would have done it for $50. Now I wouldn't go against my team like that, but yeah, the scouting report is very simple. They don't run the bases well. Put the ball in play, and they'll mess up. One thing they left out of the scouting report, the one thing they left out of that scouting report is the manager will find a way to mess it up. The manager will drop the ball too. That was not included in the scouting report, but it should have been. Rizzo is lazy. Look, I'm a big fan of his, but is he done? I don't know. I can't read today, guys. Rizzo is lazy. Look, I'm a big fan of his, but he is done. But he done ashamed. He is done. Unfortunately, going to miss him, his presence. but he can't hit. And that's the problem, that he lost all his power. He lost his pop. I think he had a good postseason. I love the fact that he'll take a pitch, like he'll get hit by the pitch for the team. He'll take one for the team. But if you're playing first base, you need to produce some kind of, you need power numbers there. I'm not saying crazy numbers. The man hit eight home runs, I think, this year. 8 home runs. That's just not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. Not for 17 million. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Go back. Look, this is Rizzo's numbers right here. The 2024. He batted 228, 35 RBIs. And granted, look, because I didn't add this stat here. Granted, he only played so many games due to injuries. But regardless, 228 batting average is never good. 35 RBIs, 8 home runs, and a 636 OPS. Look, that's not going to cut. We need more out of our first baseman. We need more. I'm telling you, if you put Ben Rice there for a whole year, you're going to get better numbers than this, in my opinion. He has consistent at-bats. So it's just not, he's not giving you what you need out of first base. And the same thing, we need a third baseman who could give us some numbers, man. What am I doing here? Let me get this out of here. All right, let's move on. How long we been on? An hour and 12 minutes. Not too bad. What was the last? Okay. Rizzo never runs to touch the bag. He always expects the pitcher to bust it out the mound. He has done that multiple times. Yeah, he has. He's older. You could tell, look, he looks a little heavier. He's just not the Rizzo that, he's not 2016 Rizzo who won the World Series with the Cubs. He's not anymore. And that's okay. He had a great career. I love the dude too, man. I wish it could have worked out, but he just didn't produce. And he has to go. Is it true that the Dodgers organization thinks the Yankees are a bunch of hapless morons that that don't know fundamental baseball? I mean, I wouldn't put it that. I guess the scouts definitely thought that. If that's, because look, all right, let's clear this out the way, right? We don't know if that's really the scouting report. I would say the person who reported it, Joe Sherman, I do trust. I think he's one of the good ones. He's one of the journalists that I think he's gonna give you an honest opinion, and he's very genuine, in my opinion. So if that's the case, if that scouting report is true, then basically the scouts watched the Yankees. They said they watched the Yankees for about a month. They've been following them around. And they pretty much thought that these guys were freaking drunks out there. They're going to drop the ball, put the ball in play, run the bases hard, and they do all the little things, and they'll find a way. The Yankees will find a way to sabotage themselves. So sad, right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Rizzo is lazy, period. I don't think he's lazy. I think he's just really flat-footed, man. Having Jason and Jazz a full season will be a huge difference. Jason will win Rookie of the Year. Yankees need to improve a lot of things. Yeah, but let's see what happens, honestly. Jason Dominguez got to get the full year next year. That's a no doubt about it. I don't care what you got to do. If you bring back Soto, whatever. Judge moves to left, Dominguez in center, or Dominguez in left, whatever it is you got to do right now. Look, at this moment, right now, Dominguez needs to be shagging fly balls somewhere, working on his defense, because that's the one thing that kept him out of this lineup this postseason. So if he could tighten up his defense, he's definitely going to be a starter, unless we trade him. Boone is a buffoon. Yep. Let me go back to that. I want to talk about that. I'm actually starting to feel bad for Boone, honestly. I still think he needs to move on, and we need to move on from him, but that's tough, man. He's had a tough ride, man. And I could tell he wants to win, and He's trying. It's not like he's doing it on purpose. He messes up, you know. Willard Wright, thanks for joining us. Hot rumors, hot rumors coming out of Houston is the Astros are in talks to trade for Luis Roberts Jr. and Sorkia to replace Kikuchi in free agency and sign Bregman and sign Johan Moncada to back up Bregman. We'll see, man. Honestly, we will see. They got to do something because the season they had last year, even though they made it to the wild card series, it's not acceptable for Astros fans. But their owner, I don't think he's gonna want to spend a lot of money. I don't see him signing. I don't see him signing Bregman for that much money. I really don't. Did Kyle Tucker already get his extension? I don't think Kyle Tucker got his extension yet. And you have to extend Kyle Tucker. So Kyle Tucker, a right fielder for the Houston Astros, is under a 1-year, $12 million contract for 2024 season. He is eligible for free agency after the 2025 season. Yep. So there you go. He's making $12 million. They have to bring back Kyle Tucker. They can't let him go. And he's not gonna sign for a penny. He's gonna get a good amount of money. I don't know who's his agent, but we'll see what happens with that. Elroy to fill Michael Brantley role. Yeah, Michael Brantley, he's getting up there in age, man. But he's a solid dude, solid player. But he's up there in age. How much did the Yankees pay Soto this year? They paid him, I think, $31 million. That was his arbitration agreement, I believe. Stanley says Dusty Baker. I think I think his managing days are done. He's getting up there in age. It looks like he just wants to enjoy the rest of his days, to be honest. Boone is not worthy. They will never win a World Series with him. I agree. I do agree. I don't think they're ever going to win a World Series with Boone. Unfortunately, I was hoping that they'd prove me wrong this year, but it just didn't work out. And he really showed. It's like the World Series exposed everything that was wrong with the Yankees. Just everything that's wrong with them showed up. Willard says Crane has no. Who's Crane? Oh, that's the Astros GM or the owner, I believe. Crane has no choice but to sign players now and make Astros better, or fans will stop going to games. Like I went to the Minute Maid Park for the opening series versus the Yankees, in the beginning of the season. And first of all, it's a nice park. It's beautiful. I had a great time. Astro fans are very cool. Like nobody was giving me a hard time. I had a great time with the kids. But you're right, man. Like I feel like if they don't have a winning team, then there's no reason to go over there because there's nothing around the immediate area of Minute Maid Park. Like we stood at a hotel in the nearby area, and it seems like that whole section of Houston seems desolate. Like there's nothing. All the buildings are empty. It was weird. Seemed like kind of like some apocalypse type thing. It's just everything's empty. All you see is crackheads everywhere. So you're right. And I say that to say that's that part of the area. That's all they got going for it is the Astros. So if they're not winning, it's gonna be tough. Game one was ours in the World Series, but that's on Boone. Bringing Cortez to pitch, I was like, what are you doing? You're right. That was on Boone, and I think that if we win that game, it's a whole different series. To be honest, it's a whole complete different series. But we didn't. Like I said, everything that's wrong with this team manifested. It peaked his head in the World Series. Man, imagine Astros lineup of Roberts Jr. Filling Springer's role. Man, Springer's been gone for a long time, man. Trying to get over that. And Altuve and Bregman and either Rizzo or Pete Alonso or Christian Walker to play first base, and Alvarez and Tucker and Diaz, no one's pitching. I don't think that's a lot of wishful thinking, Willard. To be honest, I don't think they. Like you say, I don't think Crane is going to spend a lot of money like that, knowing that you have to sign Kyle Tucker next year. You have to extend him. So I will cross out Pete Alonso. I'd be shocked, especially after they gave all that money to not Harrison Beta, to Josh Hader. I'd be shocked if they do that. If Bregman comes back, he's gonna have to take a little discount, and I don't think he wants to. I can see Rizzo going over there, not for 17 million. Christian Walker is expected to make at least like 20 something million. So we'll see. We'll see. I tell you what, if what you're proposing there will scare the crap out of me as a Yankee fan, to be honest. This is not all Boone's fault. They blew it. It was embarrassing for the organization. They crumble in front of the Yankees. The Yankees just crumbled, man. They did worse than crumble, man. In the worst possible fashion, they fell apart. It was a nuclear meltdown, a letdown. Aaron Judge, man, who's someone who's his whole career has been just almost perfect, and you couldn't ask for a better trajectory. And he's one like this. And when he dropped that ball, and also his performance in the postseason, man, I'm telling you, it made him a meme. And I'm hoping next year he can come back and justify it. But right now, people, that's all people know him for. He's a meme. Like I was saying earlier, I was watching my kids play baseball, and when one of the kids dropped the ball, they go Aaron Judge, and they start screaming Aaron Judge. When you make an error, when you drop a pop up or a fly ball, they screaming Aaron Judge. It's sad, man. But he's gonna come out next year, and Aaron Judge is gonna be Aaron Judge. We just need him in the postseason to make up for that. Okay, the first 6 batters, it will be crazy. Plus, no disrespect, but Astro fans in playoffs, especially in Minute Maid, are the loudest in MLB. No, trust me, dude. I've been to many parks. Well, not many parks, but I've been to several parks. I went to the Yankees versus Astros this year. I've been in Yankee Stadium in the ALDS versus the Astro. It's nothing like Yankee Stadium. Not even close. Astros Park is loud. Don't get me wrong. Minute Maid Park gets really, really, really loud. But it's because it's different because it's a dome. They have a roof, so it's a lot of echoing in there. But it does get loud, but not like Yankee Stadium is a different kind of loud. Like when I tell you, not only is it loud, like you can almost feel the ground, dude. Like it's like an earthquake is happening, a small earthquake. You can feel it rumbling, like people are stomping. And when I tell you popcorn, beer, everything's flying everywhere. Somebody hits a home run. But that's not taken away from the Astro fans. The Astro fans are loud, and they do represent their team well. And I had a lot of fun in Minute Maid Park. It's a great park. It's beautiful. I loved it. Not now the I don't know what they call the Rangers Park. Is it the ballpark or only the Rangers Stadium is much nicer than the Astros. But they're both beautiful parks. That's just my opinion, Willard. Dodgers exposed the Yankees? Yes. Big time. Because the playoff crowd in Minute Maid is unreal, especially when they start getting loud. I will ask you, Willard, have you been to Yankee Stadium in the playoffs? I mean, that's how you got to compare. You can't really go by TV because they play with volume and stuff. Like, for instance, watching the Yankees on TBS this postseason was not the same as watching it on Fox. Like Fox, they they don't mute the crowd. They don't suppress the volume on the crowd like TBS does. TBS, you could barely hear the crowd. But it's not that they're not cheering loudly, it's that they suppress the volume on it for whatever reason. So unless you're there live, you won't really know how it is. Let's go here. LA has no class. They burned down a bus acting stupid after the World Series. Shouldn't you celebrate and not act like idiots? You would never see that in New York. Man, look, let's not get into that, Andy, man. People are people wherever you go. People, man, I'll tell you what. I forgot which year it was. I was in the Yankees parade, right? We won. I'm in the Yankees parade. I'm down there by Broadway, down there downtown. And I'm in the barricade and people are pushing. People are pushing. I'm in the front. And it was like the barricade was falling down. So I went to turn around. As soon as I turned around, a bottle hit me in the head. Boom. I was like, oh. It even broke. That's the crazy part. It just bounced off my head and instantly a big knot. And people were going crazy. They start throwing bottles and stuff. And it's hitting people on the head. Everybody's like this. So that's not, I'm just saying that people are going to be people wherever you go. You get into a parade-like environment, you're always going to have your knuckleheads doing crazy stuff, just in there causing problems. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put that on the whole city of LA for what a few people did. The same way, don't put it on the whole city of New York for what that fan did to Mookie Betts trying to grab the ball from him. Astros are Yankees daddies in ALCS. Yes, you are. Yes, they are. They are our papi. Good thing we didn't have to see him this year. We'll see though. Let's see how next year turns out. It was crazy. Judge made a great catch early in the game and then misses the easy catch. Man, that's baseball, man. That's just the way it is. And the crazy thing is, this is why I said that everything got exposed. Every little thing that we don't do and everything that the Dodgers do, the little things. So the reason why he dropped that ball is because Kike Hernandez was decoying like he's about to tag. So he's forcing a play. He's trying to force Judge to make a throw and hopefully make an error because that's what you're taught to do. So when Judge took his eyes off of it to look at Kike, that's when everything happened. So he's seen him from his peripheral. He sees this runner doing a lot of erratic movement. As soon as he took his eyes off him, he drops the ball. And the Yankees don't do that. If it was the Yankees, we wouldn't even do that. We just, it's a fly ball. And not even attempt to tag or even act like we're going to tag to force a play. It was crazy, though. That is crazy. Give me... That is crazy. Give me the money. I'll be in Greece with a shot of Uzo. What is that, Uzo? Laying in the beach with my wife. What's Uzo? I don't know, man. Somebody let me know. In Greece. Man, Greece sounds nice right about now. Are you Greek, Stanley? Let me know. I used to work with a Greek dude and he used to always call me Malaka. 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 Look, until Dodgers and Yankees beat Astros in the World Series and ALCS, they would never get the demon off their back. Bro, you're Willard, man. You're finding it hard, bro. It doesn't matter. You guys didn't even make it to the World Series this year. We're not living in the past here. Next year, it's next year. Don't get me wrong, man. You guys are a tough team. You had a great run, but you didn't win, and neither did the Yankees. So the Dodgers are world champions, and it doesn't matter who's getting what off their back. They're the champions, not the Astros, not the Yankees. He does. What you expect California looks like Tupac and Biggie and Nipsey Hussle, and still they support them total idiots. Or Jezebels. Oh man, Willard, man, you're off the deep end here. You are off the deep end, man. You can't put that on. California's a beautiful place, man. And there's a lot of look in this world. There's good people and bad people everywhere. Right? You can't say one or two. Everywhere you go, you're gonna have good people. You're gonna have bad people. Every race, every doesn't matter. That's just we're humans. That's how humans are. So I wouldn't say California people are better than New York or New York. No, it doesn't matter. Everywhere you go, you're gonna have your rough neighborhoods, your nice neighborhoods, your bad people, your good people, and in every neighborhood, there's good and bad people. In the rich neighborhoods, there's good and bad people, and so. But we're not here to talk about that, man. That don't make no sense. Joey Gallo. All right, we'll end it with Willard's message. Tell me, son, if the '93 Oilers, man, you love your Oilers, bro. Were in their prime on defense and offense and played in this era, you think this era Kansas City Chiefs without Joe Montana could beat Buddy Ryan defense? I do. I do think because you got to understand these players these days. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, in the '90s, especially early '90s, it was a lot tougher. These dudes were freaking animals. They were a lot tougher. The rules on like roughing the passer and stuff was a lot different. We're talking football now. It's kind of off talk. It's a baseball podcast, but but I think that the players these days are so much faster, so much more talented. Mahomes is a beast. I think they could. I think they would. To be honest, that's just my opinion. I'm not even a Chiefs fan. I don't think they're boys, man. Look, I tell you why. If the Chiefs win this year, it'll be the first time a NFL team freaking won three in a row. It'll be the first three-peat in NFL history. You can't take away from the Chiefs, man. They're great. Patrick Mahomes is a great man. That team, that organization, they're a winning organization. They know how to win. They know how to get it done. I wish the Yankees were. They get it done. Even last year, they weren't the greatest they've been, but they got it done, and that's what the Yankees don't do. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you all joining me. Please, if you want to call in that number there, leave a voicemail for the next show. That'd be great. But we've been here for an hour and 33 minutes, and it's time to go, man. I got shit to do. I'll take one more comment real quick from Gregor. Is Cole not happy with the Yankees? He is happy. He is happy. I think he's not going nowhere. He's going to be a Yankee forever, but it's just a business move. He opted out knowing that the Yankees are probably going to bring him back. So that way he can get an extra year, 36 million. And if he don't get it from the Yankees, he'll get it from somebody else because he's that good. So it's a business move, just a way to get an extra money and extra time, extra year from the Yankees. All right, one more, and I gotta go, man. One more. Miss baseball like it used to be. Well, I miss baseball like it used to be. It was a pastime. Yankees will never be a dynasty like they were in '96 through '91. I mean, through 2001. As long as Cashman and George are there. As long as Cashman and George is dead, man. You mean how? I think. But yeah, that was a great time, man. It was a different time. It's crazy, man, because it was a great time to be a Yankee fan. Then the best time to be a Yankee fan, in my opinion. '97, we lost to the Marlins. I believe it was in '97. And then in that whole span in the dynasty years, we just lost. Then after that, this team has not been the same. This organization, I think when George died, the team died with him. To be honest, may he rest in peace. But I don't think his children have the same passion for it as he did. But we'll see. I think Howe is he's gonna make the fans happy. Hopefully, and do something and put a winning team out there. But we can't do it with Boone and Cashman. They gotta go eventually. They just have to go. But all right, guys, I appreciate it. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.